we are expecting a bump, no pun intended, a bump in unplanned pregnancies. I mean, what are your projections? What are we expecting?
Yeah, early in about late March and April, we were talking about 100 to 200,000 um, increased pregnancies that were unplanned by next year. UP
Mm-hmm.
Population Institute recently came up with some initial studies that were
Mm-hmm.
funded by UNFPA. They have a more exact number, around 214,000
Nako.
additional pregnancies,
Mm.
because they also predict around almost 600,000 women will not be able to get the supplies that they need.
Mm.
Oh,
So, one pregnancy for every three women who are not able to get the supplies they need.
right, right. And,
Okay.
and again, what segment of the population are we talking about?
Well, it's the population that's served by our primary healthcare government
Mm.
facilities.
Mm.
So
Mm.
that would be usually the 40% um, lower socioeconomic status, no?
Mm.
Yes.
Maybe up to 50%.
Wow.
Mm.
But of course, the problem is generalized. All sectors of society are having
Mm.
problems getting supplies.
Mm.
So we also put our information on helplines. Our people are ready to accept calls from
Nawala.
Ay, sir.
Wala yata.
anyone
Oh,
state.
ayan.
Mm.
Yes, there I am.
Nawala siya.
I'm
Mm.
back.
Yeah, he's back.
Okay,
Yes,
yes.
you're back. Mm.
Okay, you're back.
Sir,
Okay,
I'll,
so
hmm.
we have that line so people can, find a way to get the supplies wherever they are. In all our regions, we have numbers and in NCR.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Sir, I'll go back to your numbers kanina. Well, actually,
Yeah.
yung numbers kanina, 214,000. But I think that's based nga on a third of the 600,000 who will not be getting their regular supplies. But
No,
that's only for those who get their supplies. Eh. I mean, what about those who have not been getting their supplies before, but maybe at greater risk now of getting pregnant because they're locked up, at home? Hindi kaya mas malaki pa dyan sa 214,000 yung maging number?
you're right, and we're not actually counting there in that projection the 3
Mm.
million women who have no family, who are not using any family planning method. No,
Mm.
and under the current situation, whether you like it or not, so you could have increased pregnancies just
Mm.
because you're together all the time with your partner.
Mm.
Yes.
You know,
Mm.
so you're at higher risk for a pregnancy during this period.
Doc, is there any problem about an increase in teenage pregnancies as a result
Mm.
of the pandemic? Is there any specific study
Yeah.
on this? Meron ba
Well,
ganun data?
yes, UPPI predicted that for every 85,000 uh, teenage pregnancies that would happen normally, it would go up by around 5,000.
But
During the
why?
Mm.
pandemic?
But why?
But
I mean, yung mga
That's right.
teenager, they don't
They're locked up
live
at home. That's right.
together. Yeah.
Oo nga,
Mm.
So
bakit?
how will that happen?
well, that's why it's not as big a bump as
Um,
among
Mm.
adults, no?
Mm.
Because
Mm.
okay.
Mm.
in the previous surveys, we knew that this premarital sex happens at home, and now you
Ah,
have the parents at home,
Yes.
no?
Mm.
And you
So
have less opportunity
ayan.
to
yes, right.
get away. So potentially it might be increasing, but we would be happy with the lower result.
Mm.
Mm.
What family sizes are we or were we targeting before? Na
Mhm.
it's those families that actually are registered or in your list of uh, families or couples that actually have access to to ano ba yan, condoms and pills and so on. And is there now a risk that those with only two kids will probably have three or four if this lockdown continues for, say, another, let's just say, 6 months until the end of the year?
Yes, actually, if you have not decided on the number of children that you have, and you're relying on a method that is commodity based, meaning you have to go to a health center to get it, then you are truly at risk for another unplanned child. So we'd like to encourage women to use the more long-acting methods because you
Mm,
don't have to go back and forth to a health center. So
mm,
methods like an IUD, which is good for
mm,
10 years,
mm,
or an implant. An implant is good for 3 years. But for those methods, you have to go to the health center to
mm,
get it
mm,
inserted by a professional. Now,
mm.
Which is
hopefully,
something you cannot do now, right? I mean,
they
it's not
hopefully the authorities would let the women who need that essential service go to the health center. But there's
Oh,
another
pero
problem.
yeah.
Even if
No.
the authorities allow,
Mm,
there is no
mm.
public transport